Welcome to Royal Oak Core for this Sunday morning service. This, of course, is something of a holiday weekend, and we see that reflected in the number of empty seats that are around you. And that's the reason why you have me up here rather than our Corps Sergeant Major. She is also away this weekend. You might think perhaps it's a bit ironic that on the Independence Day weekend you have to listen to an American but with an English accent. Make of that what you will. So our commanding officers are away also this weekend on some vacation, but we are very pleased that one of our own, Major Cheryl Bailey, has agreed to bring the message, so we look forward to her message a little later in the meeting. It's under the title, Choices and Consequences. That sounds like a speech every father has ever given to their children. So I don't know if that's the way you're going with that, but we will see about that. So, as well as being the birthday of America this week, it's also, you may have noticed in the press, the 160th anniversary of the Salvation Army. So I don't know, we should sing happy birthday to ourselves. Of course, I feel a little bit odd about that because it's actually, we were the Christian mission for the first 13 years of our existence, only became the Salvation Army in 1878. So I guess that gives us two birthdays. Maybe it's like the official and other birthday we can celebrate. But you may have seen the General, of course, put out a message about that. And several of us had the chance to hear the General speech preach a couple of weeks ago in Wisconsin for the commissioning. And if you've not heard him, I would encourage you to look up some of the YouTubes of that. He's a very inspiring. He's only about yay big, and he's a Kiwi and a New Zealander, so he talks a bit funny. That's me talking. So, sorry, Bill, I know you'll forgive me of that. But he is really a very inspiring speaker and is well worth listening to. But he did put out a social media post that really spoke about that. And I thought I'd just share some of the words that he said in that. So today we are celebrating the Salvation Army's 160th anniversary. On this special day, we honour the incredible legacy of William and Catherine Booth. They were filled with passion and energy for the gospel of Jesus Christ and meeting human needs. He then went on to quote the famous speech I'm sure many of you heard from William Booth. William Booth's famous quote, "While women weep, as they do now, I'll fight. While children grow hungry, as they do now, I'll fight. While men go to prison, in and out, as they do now, I'll fight. While there is a poor lost girl upon the streets, while there remains one dark soul without the light of God, I'll fight to the very end." So as we celebrate 160 years, let's also determine that we will use our strength, energy, and passion to continue to fulfill the Salvation Army's mandate, preaching the good news of Jesus Christ and meeting human needs in his name without discrimination. Something we can try and live up to in our daily walk. I also have to bring a few announcements to just start our meeting. So, you know, in the Salvation Army, we have moves, officer moves in the summer. So we see both sides of that equation. We say goodbye to people, and we then get to welcome new people. And this morning, we do get to welcome actually a new couple who have just moved into this area. And I would like to, on your behalf, welcome Captains Christopher and Rachel White, and their children, Elijah. Is Elijah there? And Aurelia. So Chris and Rachel have taken up appointments as the Divisional Youth Secretary and Candidates Secretary. I've known Christopher, well, I've known both these two actually for a number of years, but it's really good to have you in the same division worshipping with us, so welcome. This is also a Sunday we need to mention that we as a Corps get to join with the Port Huron Corps. They every Sunday do 4 weeks of Sunday evening services in the park. Now, if you imagine, this is Pine Grove Park in Port Huron. It's under the trees. It's right by the St. Clair River, under the shadow of the Blue Water Bridge. Sounds pretty idyllic, doesn't it? And in many Sundays evenings, it really is. So this evening, our band will be joining with the Port Huron Band for a service that starts at 6 o'clock. And you'll be very welcome to come and join that if you're able to. If you're not able to drive, there is a vehicle leaving this building at 4:30. So I encourage you to join in that. Bring a lawn chair maybe some changeable clothes. You're never quite sure about the weather. It can get a bit chilly by the river, but it is a really worthwhile occasion. And you can look forward to a hot dog at the end of it. And as a bandsman, the hot dogs have always been cooked just behind the basses. So it's a bit unfair, because we after an hour smell onions being cooked and try and play in that. But anyway, despite that. So you can also sit there and, of course, look across the river at Canada, who, of course, used to be our closest neighbours and closest friends. I'm not quite sure what we call them these days, but they are still there. Also, this morning, a group of young people from this corps and their leaders left, I think about 5:30 from Detroit Metro to fly to Denver to take part in a week-long discipleship course called The Cause. I'm not sure exactly how many go, but it's a good group from here. Now, many of you have participated throughout the year in contributing to that by either having a meal or taking some cookies that were available in the back. But your chance now is to participate, and having done that monetarily, is to participate in prayer and to uphold that group, their leaders, and everything they will learn in that week of retreat in Denver. So please, I'd commit that to you, to ask you to do that. And then the best word that anyone can hear in any announcements is, and finally. The last item I just need to mention to you is we've had a stuttering start to our pickleball this summer, but there's pickleball in the parking lot planned at 6 o'clock on Wednesday evening, if you're so inclined and you want to come and join in that. So thank you for your attention to that long set of announcements, and may the Lord bless you.